Those fuckers in there, dude. But am I talking about pinstriping too? Let's start with pinstriping. I think last time we were like, I was thinking about something the other day.
Yeah, that's right.
I was thinking about something the other day, Jaden.
What's been on your mind lately?
The pinstriping, one of the oldest art forms out there, and you're pretty much, it's a fundamentally basic art. It's a wooden dowel with squirrel hair on it, wrapped around it, and a jar of paint and some reducer, and you're out there creating art. It's not something that easily is recreated. It's not something that just you can unfold a piece of tape and do it. Like some custom painters believe that they are a custom painter because they use a lot of tape and graphics and do that work. For me, when I was growing up, a big thing was I wanted to be everything. I started out working in a body shop and learning body work and starting at the beginning. And because I worked in a flat rate production body shop, I understood like how things work, how the speed. We're getting a cameo here. Come here. Come here. I want to see you. I want to see you. You want to be in it? Okay, here we go. But not only understanding that the fundamentals of it as being a good custom painter is being both a good body man, it's being a good airbrush artist, it's being a good polisher, it's being a good detailer, it's being a good person that can tear stuff apart and put it back together. And a big part of my work is pinstriping, you know? Whenever I see jobs that I feel like are not pinstriped, it looks super unfinished to me. And the beauty of it is just learning how the minuscule amount of extra reducer to put in there to pull an extra long line, or to, you know, a little bit more paint and less reducer to do a turn on a flame. And I think like that absolutely makes it, he's snoring so loud, dude. I can't do it with you, man. And I think the striping alone is an art form in itself that people take for granted every day. I think that I pride myself in knowing that I can, if everything failed, I can hop in a truck with a box of brushes and my striping kit, and I can go to a truck stop in the middle of nowhere and know that I can make money with my hands. You know, and that's a big thing that I value in my work is I don't want anybody else to have to come in and do anything. And you know, you learn that what I've learned over time in my 40 years of being on the planet is valuing the people that are in my life that really take care of me as much as I take care of them. And it's a beautiful exchange of energy. So whether it's customers or relationships or friendships or family, I really value those people that really go out of the way to call me when they want to say hi and not call me when they need something. And I think that, you know, as you get older, I think it's just in human nature that you spend a lot of time alone. And I feel the most alone in big crowds. I feel the most human when I have a brush in my hand. That's it, bottom line. I don't think about anything, I don't worry about anything. I just think about just trying to get that line consistent, nice, and that's why I think I enjoy it so much, is that your mind goes into that, what they call a flow state. Athletes, all sorts of different artists, craftsmanship, that's what they get in that flow state in their mind, and I'm not worried about anything else except that pinstriping. And I think that's why I enjoy it so much. I think that's why I channel a lot of energy into it, and I value it. And I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to do that in my life and pick it up as an art form. And I think not enough people are doing it. Not enough people in the custom world are doing it. I think a lot of people are getting away from it, and that's not because it's too hard, you know. And I think that's the wrong attitude to have as a beginning custom painter. I think the harder it is, the more you should try to conquer it. I mean, I sucked for a couple of years at least when I started, and I think the most important lesson I learned from pinstriping is that no matter what, there's so many factors to it that can just screw up your day. A lot of people that are custom painters see it as too much of a challenge to really focus on being a pinstriper. They focus on the cool stuff and not the hard stuff, you know? And I think a lot of the people that are needing to work on the hard stuff aren't putting in the time to do so. A lot of people just do stuff for attention, validation from the internet. They do a lot of things that, you know, they don't put enough into their work, and they put a lot more into their camera work. You know, they don't try and make something creative or cool anymore. It's all about, it's like a tabloid of things that are getting put on. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. They're just putting it out. And I feel like what's trending is what they're trying to do. And, you know, this song with that video and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I understand all that. And I sound like an old cynical man, but I just think I've noticed that not enough young people that are being custom painters or starting to do custom paint are focusing on the work. They're focusing more on showing off and getting validation. And I've had people that have worked for me that have tried to validate themselves from this. They worry more about the validation instead of worrying about making themselves a craftsman. See, I have to do this. I have something inside of me that makes me want to be a painter. I have to get it out, you know, and I have customers that understand that that's a part of me that I have to do. And then you look at the flip side of that and you see people that are doing it for attention. And that's, to me, an insecurity. And I feel like insecurities are not good traits to have. You know, people have worked for me that are looking for validation from this. And it's not about your followers, you know, and it's not, I mean, in today's world, it's people that are buying followers and buying likes and buying views and getting that sensation of validation like they belong in the world. And it's like, for me, I always found out that when I was younger and I was just working in the shop, you know, 10 o'clock at night with the music on, nobody around, and creating stuff with no internet, no YouTube, no Facebook, or I think there was MySpace, but no Instagram. And it was just me creating stuff in my shop. And that was all the validation I needed. It was a part of me that I was trying to get out. And that was the thing. And the only time I feel human is when I'm doing that, when I'm getting what's inside of me out as an expression of myself. And pinstriping is my highest form of expression when it comes to that, because it's an instant thing. It's not something that you're using paint to build up layers and masking and taping and spraying and clear coats and primers and all this stuff. It's an instant thing that when it's done, it's done. You know, that helmet we did, it's, you know, all the different colors and the stuff, that was just right off the top of my head. That wasn't something I even thought of. We just grabbed that helmet and just started striping. And those things, that's the purest form of custom painting, is when you're just expressing yourself through paint. You're not doing it with a tripod and a camera. You're not doing it for Instagram likes. You're not doing it with a cool song or this or that. It's nothing like that. It's about expressing yourself through paint. And once you get to that point where you can express yourself through paint, everything else is minuscule.